Well, tuning into this evening's video. This is the 13th Christmas update that we've done. Will it be lucky for cold and snow lovers? We'll have a look at the charts in a moment. Before I get on with the Christmas update, just want to talk about the ads. There's links to articles sitting on most of the pages at GavsWebBiz.com. So have a browse through the widgets, and if there's any articles that you're interested in, just click through and you'll be able to go off and read those articles, and thanks so much for doing that. There's green keyword ads on some of the pages. You write cursor over green keywords, they'll display ads. If you click through the word, go to advertise website, you'll be supporting GavsWebBiz.com by doing that one. There's yellow contextual ads on some of the pages. They're weather related, so anything there that you're interested in, click through. And Gav's shop is open still. It's going to remain open until Christmas. So if you've got any Christmas shopping to do at Amazon between now and Christmas, just go to Gav's shop, and then from Amazon, click through the banners, and they'll take you through to Amazon. You just do your Christmas shopping as normal, because you've gone through from Gav's Service to Amazon. We get a revenue fee on the things that you're purchasing. Thanks so much for getting involved. That's been a huge success this year at Gav's shop. So thanks so much for clicking through to Amazon and doing Christmas shopping. And remember, if there's anything else you want to read or click through to, just do that as well. So it's CFS, the CFS 9 monthly forecast from the website meteoseal.fr that we've been using for these updates. You can see the previous 12 updates. You can watch how the storyline has developed on this page, so you'll be able to see when we get to the end of this whether the CFS has had a trend or not. The last update was generally quite mild, a continuation of the trend, although there was just hints of a little bit of an easterly there before Christmas. We'll have a look and see whether anything has changed in tonight's update. But it's meteoseal.fr, the website, the CFS 9 month forecast, and it was generated midday yesterday, the 2nd of December. So let's start off as we have been doing on the 15th of December, around the middle of the month. See what the pattern is as we begin. We've got high pressure to the south and low pressure to the north, so generally in a westerly flow. It's not overly warm, but it's unsettled, and there'd be showers or longer spells of rain coming through. Now, as we run through the 16th and on in towards the 17th, we get this area of low pressure moving through across the country. That brings more wet weather in to most parts of the British Isles, but pressure is starting to build, notice, behind it out in the Atlantic. So as we move through in towards the 17th of December, we've got that area of low pressure over the top of the country. That, as I said, producing outbreaks of rain. That moves off to the east, and then we get this build of pressure developing through to the 18th. Quite a big build of pressure there from the 18th into the 19th in the Atlantic. That swings winds into the north, so it turns cold when we start to bring snow showers into the north and the east of the country. That high pressure eventually moves right in as we go through into the 19th, on into the 20th, building as a big feature there over top of the country, a big winter high at 1,030 millibars by the time we get through to the 21st of December, blocking off the Atlantic. So under this high pressure, we've got cold air, we've got a legacy of cold air from that northerly, so we get a lot of hard frost with this. Mainly dry, there could be a few snow flurries around the southeastern coast, but it's mainly dry, but very cold and frosty. Daytime temperatures probably staying around freezing, hard frosts at night, and there could be some freezing fog patches with that one as well. As we move through into the 21st, on into the 22nd, the high pressure just goes on, really. Low pressure is trying to get in on the 23rd off the Atlantic, but that high pressure is keeping it at bay, it's fending it off, so a lot of dry weather on the run up to Christmas, albeit with a lot of frost and fog. With that, it would probably be quite disruptive that to travel plans. Now, as we move from the 23rd in towards Christmas Eve, we find the high pressure continues there into Christmas Eve, so very little change really. It's still very cold, lots of hard overnight frost, freezing fog patches as well, quite disruptive weather for anybody hoping to travel around, so not great really if you're on the move on Christmas Eve. That would be very frosty and foggy type situation. So the actual chart for Christmas Day on this update is this one, and it's still a continuation of what we're just looking at really. The high pressure is there, but it's shifting more up towards Scandinavia, maybe bringing in a little bit more of an easterly flow. That could bring some snow flurries perhaps to the southeast, but overall it's a dry, very cold Christmas on the basis of this scenario. It's a big change on what we've been looking at through the other 12 updates, we haven't had a Christmas that has looked like this, with high pressure dominating, frosty, foggy conditions, and yeah, it would be a cold, very seasonable feeling Christmas. Now, as we move out beyond that and we go through in towards the 26th, that high pressure begins to slip a little bit and low pressure starts to move up from the south. There it comes from Boxing Day into the 27th. That's coming up into cold air, and it's moving up from the south rather than in from the west. So I think with that we would probably be looking at snow actually coming up from the south. That could be heavy snow moving up Boxing Day into the 27th of December. This is a huge change on all of the other updates that we've had. This is the one, if you like cold weather, this is the one you've been waiting for. That low pressure moves up the 26th, on the 27th into 28th. It would take snow with it. It's staying cold, it's not warming up, because we've got high pressure developing out in the west then, and winds are going back into the north, so it doesn't warm up actually. The snow would just push away into the North Sea, and we'd maintain cold air over the country with that northerly flow. So as we go out beyond Christmas towards the new year, the high pressure is maintained out to the west of the country, bringing in a cold northeasterly flow that could bring snow showers perhaps to northern and eastern parts of the country. Still very hard overnight frosts. We've had a prolonged cold spell this year. Now as we go through up into New Year's Eve, things start to get more extreme with the pattern. If anything, the high pressure is going up towards Greenland now as a northern block, and look at this northerly wind starting to set in across the country. There'd be heavy snow showers coming down with this northerly wind, possibly blizzards for the northern and eastern parts of Scotland by New Year's Eve. Temperatures would be staying below freezing all day by this point. So 2015 starts like this. This is what it looks like as Big Ben chimes, with high pressure out to the west of the country, low pressure running down the North Sea, bitterly cold northerly winds, and there'd be snow in many parts of the country on that sort of a scenario. That's how we go into New Year's Day. Very wintry looking scene. And very quickly on in towards the start of 2015, that cold weather is maintained. I can tell you about it as we move through to the 2nd on into the 3rd of January. Yeah, we're keeping it very cold there. Be severe overnight frost with this, and there'll probably be more snow showers in the north of the east of the country. And then the Atlantic attempts to have a go at dislodging that cold air as we get through to the 4th on into the 5th. Look at this, the low pressure moving in. These are classic winter charts. If you want a cold, snowy spell, this is as good as it gets. The low pressure is running in from the Atlantic in that bitterly cold air. The easterly winds screaming in ahead of it, so that's proper blizzards there blowing across the country. Daytime temperatures would be below freezing as well. It could turn a little bit milder down in the far southwest, but overall that's very cold, and the cold air is maintained. Actually, those low pressures fail in their attempt to warm it up and eventually slip away to south and southeast, all while keeping us in a generally easterly and northeasterly flow, and bitterly cold and snowy conditions would be maintained. So this is a huge change on what we've been seeing through the other updates. We did get that little easterly on the last update that I did. I think it was Sunday night, but this is a big one. This is a big change on all the other updates. It's much colder. It gets cold just after mid-month, and it just gets colder and colder and colder, so by the time we get through to the start of New Year, we're in quite a severe spell actually of snowy, bitterly cold weather. Now this could just be the CFS throwing one out, and it may well be that it's gone off on a tangent. We'll come back to the next update, which I'll probably do Friday or Saturday. We'll come back and everything will be resumed. Or this could be the start of something significant shifting. So it's going to be very interesting to see where the next update goes, actually. It'll be very interesting to see whether this is the start of the CFS really shifting the pattern, or whether it's just a one-off. I've been expecting that we will get a very cold run at some point. We haven't had one yet, so I've been expecting that this would show up. It could just be a one-off. it could be the start of something significant. Because we had that little easterly on the last update on Sunday, I'm a little bit more dubious about whether this could be some sort of a shift, because it appears we've gone from that little easterly on Sunday to something much more significant. So let's wait and see where we are on the next update. Probably do it Friday or Saturday. But anyway, this is the one you'd be waiting for if you wanted cold Christmas. This could be as close as you get to seeing a cold wintry spell for the latter part of December, actually. So hope you enjoyed the video. Come back Friday or Saturday for the next install, and I'll keep you updated when I'm doing it on my Twitter feed. And that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.